Good afternoon, everyone. It is shameful what the Democrats have done to the Department of Homeland Security. They have now twice in this last year forced people within the department to go without pay for extended periods of time. Republicans have tried repeatedly, not only through the bipartisan appropriations process, to ensure that the department and all the agencies and all the employees and all the functions are funded. We've tried to do it that way. Democrats have blocked it. We've tried to do clean extensions, continuing resolutions that would fund those agencies, and those were also blocked by the Democrats. So the Democrats can't seem to take yes for an answer on anything, and for all what they have done here, for all intents and purposes, is shut down the appropriations process. So Republicans have been forced to do this the hard way, but we did, thankfully, because of the work that we did last summer, have been able to ensure that people at those agencies in that department are being paid. And thankfully for that, and then coupled with that, the intention that we now have to come in behind that and pass a reconciliation bill that would enable those agencies to continue to be funded 3 years into the future. So I'm trying to figure out exactly, as I think about it, what the Democrats got out of all this. Thanks to the work we did last summer in the Working Families Tax Cuts bill, the ICE and CBP agencies are funded. Both people, field staff, but also civilian staff, office staff are all being funded. And thanks to the good work that the President did, some of the other agencies within the department are currently being funded. All of the things that the Democrats made this about, which was supposed to be about reforms to the way that ICE and CBP operate, they got none of that. Zero. And now we're going to fund those agencies for 3 years into the future. The only thing the Democrats got out of this was they now own the issue of open borders and defund law enforcement. Honestly, I don't know what else they walk away from with this other than, again, trying to destroy the appropriations process, which historically has been done in a bipartisan way. But the Republicans are going to stand with our Border Patrol, with our law enforcement agencies, and we're going to ensure that they are funded not only today, but well into the future. And so the budget resolution Senator Graham is preparing, we will have on the floor hopefully as early as next week. We'll provide multiple years of funding for these agencies, and a reconciliation bill, which will follow shortly after, will ensure that that job gets done. So that's where we are in the process, but we're going to move quickly, decisively, and hopefully in a very focused way on ensuring that those important law enforcement agencies, contrary to the Democrats' defund law enforcement efforts, are funded not only today but well into the future.
Mr. Leader,
on Iran, Leader Thune, President Trump has repeatedly threatened civilian infrastructure. Last week he said that if his demands weren't met, an entire civilization would die. Are those kinds of threats from the president something you're comfortable with?
I think what you got to, again, look at what the president is doing. And I think right now he's trying to open up the Strait of Hormuz, which I think we are all supportive of, and the efforts that are being made there to further isolate the Iranian regime and their economy, which is an energy-dependent economy, hopefully will have the desired effect, and we'll get the strait open again, and that's sort of their last resort. I mean, the military effort here has been extraordinarily successful. This is the sort of the last dying gasp of this regime, is to try and shut down the strait, and the administration is making an effort to ensure that it's open, that there can be traffic in and out of there, and hopefully that'll be successful, and we can begin to see this thing wind down.
Mr. Leader, I know that your challenge is to try to keep this reconciliation bill as narrow as possible. Are you and the Speaker on the same page as to what will be in this bill?
We have spoken regularly, and the White House has been involved in all these conversations. So, I don't speak for the House or how they do things. We have our own unique challenges here in the Senate. But as we initiate this process, the budget resolution followed up with a reconciliation bill, and what it will include are all elements that I think that, as we have talked with the Speaker and folks in the House of Representatives, they understand where we're going.
You worried they're going to ask for other things, though?
Well, they could. I mean, we have members who want other things. I mean, I want other things. But obviously, we have a specific mission and purpose here, and that is to ensure that these important agencies of our government that have vital functions when it comes to our homeland and national security are funded. That is a narrow and specific purpose. And my hope would be that if we can execute on getting that done here in the Senate, the House will be able to follow through.
Can I ask you on the issue of funding the government, though? It has been weeks since the Senate passed their bill to keep DHS funded. It is still sitting in the House. How long are they going to be sitting on that package before DHS is finally funded?
Well, again, and this, remember, this all happened because Democrats would not vote to fund any of these law enforcement agencies. But I'm hopeful that if we can show evidence and progress, and if we can get on this next week, which I think we can, on a budget resolution that would ensure that we are going to fund these agencies, that the House will be able to move the appropriations package. Right now, as you know, all these agencies are being funded because of action that the President took, but that's not something that's sustainable over the long term. These agencies need to be funded, and we want to make sure that the agencies that are not going to be handled through reconciliation, ICE and CBP, also have funding for the rest of the fiscal year.
Senator, do you have an intention to vote on AUMF regarding Iran if this conflict goes beyond 90 days, or are you open to voting for an AUMF if that conflict goes beyond 90 days?
I think at this point, most of us, I believe, feel pretty good about what the military, the American military, has achieved there in terms of its objectives. And you know, that's something, obviously, it's a hypothetical down the road, but I think by and large, if you look at and we're going to have an opportunity to vote on some war powers resolutions that the Democrats are going to try and trigger. But I think the administration has a clear objective, a clear plan, and if they can execute on it, hopefully that question won't be a necessary one that we'll have to answer.
Senator, there have been two House members that have been forced to resign as a result of sexual assault allegations. Do you believe that there is a culture on Capitol Hill where those who feel that they've been victimized can report those actions and seek accountability? And if not, should more be done to allow that for those potential victims?
I think we're always, there are better ways of ensuring that people in vulnerable situations, like some of them, I'm not familiar with all the particulars and the details, but what happened in the House, ought to have access to a way in which they can get recourse and relief, for sure. And if there's a better way to do that, I'm certainly open to it. I think it's unfortunate what we've observed and seen here in the last few days about certain members of the House of Representatives. And I guess I can tell you that I think we would all attest to the fact that I don't think that's a reflection of these institutions generally, and certainly not something that we would abide here in the United States Senate.
On reconciliation.